Hi, Siri. I'm looking for a new podcast, one that preferably is hosted by a UF Hall of Famer, one that airs every weekday that would bring me everything I need to know about the Florida Gators, including news, analysis, and opinions. Siri, is there such a show?
Have you heard of PodUp with Matthews in the morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or any podcast platform?
Oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? UF Hall of Famer Shane Matthews has a show every weekday. I'm gonna go check it out tomorrow. Thanks, Siri.
Good morning, live edition, Wednesday edition, a hump day edition of PodUp with Matthews in the morning, coming to you from the International Diamond Center Studios, locations across the state of Florida, right there at Celebration Point in the heart of Gator Nation. Go check them out, especially Valentine's Day is this weekend. Go get you some diamond bracelets. That's what JC's going to do. You missed it last night. Look, a lot of college basketball. Iowa State was upset. Carolina was upset. Some good games out there. Gators play tonight. Let's go to the Titan More Hotline, courtesy of Comfort Temp. Good morning, JC. How are you?
Good. I was watching the Olympics last night. I still watch that. And I watched the college basketball, big game in the Big Ten. I enjoyed that. We had Purdue, and they won in overtime over Nebraska. Had Duke. They lost by a half a point to Pittsburgh. They only won by 16. That was kind of harsh. Arkansas blew out LSU, took BYU. They won. Had Utah. They covered and lost the over in that game. So tonight we've got Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, Missouri, and Texas A&M in College Station, and Tennessee at the slumping Mississippi State Bulldogs. Jimmy, how many teams do you think is going to make it in this tournament? If you were to say today, what would you say the SEC is going to have? Because there's only, I was talking about this yesterday. There's only 4 or 5 teams ranked in the top 25, and most.
That doesn't matter, though.
It doesn't matter. Okay.
Well, when we think about it, JC, there's 64 teams that go in.
So how many do you think is going to go in?
I don't have it in front of me, but I think Florida,
Okay.
Arkansas, Kentucky, Vanderbilt,
Florida.
Alabama. Did I say Auburn?
No, you did not. They lost.
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Okay.
I think 7 or 8 get in, maybe more.
Okay, that's a lot.
I don't have the. I should know everybody in a damn league, but I can't think of it right now.
You should. Well, you're supposed to be. You say you're a basketball fan. I don't know.
am.
Okay.
I gave you the best freaking
What?
prediction of what was going to happen last Saturday.
Oh yes, you said the Gators would blow out Texas A&M. All right, so why don't you validate that and come in tonight with a prediction?
Tonight will be way tougher because Georgia gives us fits in their building. They have some big men that are physical. They have some guards that can shoot the basketball. I think we win the game, but I think I don't even know what the point spread is, but I think it'll be close.
Well, it's 9.5, and I pegged it yesterday.
We're favored by 9.5?
According to the Score mobile app.
That's a lot.
You know what? Maybe I shouldn't look at the Score mobile app. Maybe I should look at the Hard Rock app. Well, Florida, look, everyone in Vegas, I've told you this a million times, everybody in Las Vegas loves the Gators. They love
Well, I understand that, but
odds makers.
You look at last night, the number 3 in Iowa State, number 3 in America, they lost on the road.
On the road, they sure did. Yeah. And Arizona lost on the road to Kansas a couple nights ago. It's just something that happens. It's okay to lose on the road in the conference once in a while. Florida is a 9.5 point favorite over Georgia. Good heavens! Wow, that's pretty heavy. I mean that's a big number if you ask me.
Yeah, I can't believe we're favored by that much. All right, so Clint on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, says, "Good morning. What are 3 to 4 things that the NCAA or whoever the governing body is needs to do to fix the debacle that is college football schedule and transfer and recruiting?" I wouldn't even worry about I guess he's talking about the schedule of like when the portal opens and things of
Calendar.
that nature.
It's called the calendar, yeah. And
First of all,
the answer is to get rid of that December sign period, QB. That's the answer. There's your answer. I just took.
Get rid of it?
Just be done with. Don't do it in December. Do it in.
Yeah,
December is wrong. You got coaches coaching. You got teams playing ball games and playoff games. You don't need to do that in December. You change that and make it in the spring, and then you back out spring practice to May, and boom, it's amazing how simple these solutions are. We are not sending satellites into orbit to spy on Iran or Russia. This is not hard, and these guys just refuse to do anything. They just sit on their asses and get drunk at Fort Walton Beach and Destin. That's what they do. And
No, that's the SEC. That's not
well,
the league.
the SEC
The other
runs
people go out to Dallas.
There are two conferences, the SEC and the Big Ten. They run the whole damn thing. And the rest of them are just voices. But the reality is if you take away that early sign period in December, you got your problem solved. It's not hard.
Right. But before all that, they need to get the rules and regulations of this free agency that takes place year round.
I know, but he was asking about the calendar.
Yeah, but I think the other stuff is more important than the calendar right now. You have to put rules in place. Think about it, JC. What if Matthew Stafford, who is your MVP, says, you know what? The New York Giants are offering me $100 million a year. I think I'm going to go there and play.
Yeah.
That's how stupid college athletics is, because that's what kids are doing right now.
Well, and it's right. It's just nothing but highest bidder free agency.
Right, but they got to get that in place before the other stuff, in my opinion.
I mean, that's fine, but transfer portal and NIL have a lot to do with it. If you take away some of these options, then maybe you don't get these offers.
Well, the transfer portal is related to if you're at a school, you are under contract for X amount of years, like you are in the National Football League.
That's right. This is pro sports.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
It's a simple procedure. Somebody needs to get it done. I don't know
Well,
who that is.
yeah, and they just don't do it. They talk and talk, and we talk and we talk, and we just talk. And it's the same question. I appreciate the question from Clint. My man here, Clint Irby, is one of our best listeners. There's no question. Oh gosh, Justin Hatton is very tired of losing with my picks. Well, Justin, we took Purdue last night. We did take Duke, but we also had Arkansas and Utah. I don't know what picks you're losing with. And let's see. Yeah, 9.5. Florida's 9.5 tonight. That's
crazy. Crazy. We got a lot of people here on Facebook Live regarding the season ticket prices. I guess went up. I've not even looked at my email from the season ticket thing.
Well, they got a lot of guts over there, man. Yeah. So let's get rid of the bum and hire a new coach, and let's just jack up everybody's prices because, we've shown everybody over the last 4 years that we're worth a damn. That's a great idea. Let's just raise prices, QB.
Why not?
That's right. Right. People are going to pay it. Sure. I think it's too bad, but that's the way it's going to go. So, folks, you can't complain about it if you're going to pay it. But I understand the inflation issue, and when you suck for 4 years, you shouldn't have to raise prices. But it's about.
But I think I would say
about the new coach.
I would think not just that. I think every school raises prices. I bet you Alabama season tickets went up.
I wouldn't care about that. They go to the
because you're not there.
Well, no, but I mean they have there's justification. I see why they're doing it, and it's business. We all see that. But business can be determined by markets. But as long as the fans keep coming, they should do it. Then they're going to do it. But
think about the Jaguars. Before, as bad as they were, they probably raised their prices every year till last year. They had a good team.
I don't know if I paid more or not.
I think it's just part of the business. I mean, it's the world we live in.
Here, look. What cures high prices? High prices cure high prices. Eventually, there's going to be the demand's going to stop. If it does,
right. But JC,
lower prices.
Do you think people are not going to show up for the football games?
I'm saying that people love coming to the games regardless, and it gives them a reason to either complain or it gives them a reason to cheer and go crazy. It gives them a reason to spend time. We all know why they go to the games. They love the Gators and they love the experience. But man, good Lord, the product has just been very poor. And so most businesses don't succeed when they raise prices on garbage. But in this case, Florida has a brand that fans want to attend and watch. So they're going to raise prices. So just pay it.
So we have a season ticket from the Alabama Crimson Tide that chimed in here on Facebook Live. Tom says, brought to you by Mellon Law, Alabama season tickets have gone up every year. Alabama's concession stand prices have gone up every year. And it's over $100 a park in some places now.
Yeah, well, roll tide.
Yeah.
Look,
So,
fine. I mean,
I mean, it's no different than when you go buy a hoodie in the gift shop. That
okay.
thing used to be about $25 a few years ago. Now those things are like 65.
So we're talking about affordability now. Is that what this?
No, I'm just telling you that
So when is the golf team going to charge admission for the Gator Invitational, or do they do that yet?
that would be great. We'll ask JC. But you can't, I mean, when they're going to stand out in the parking lot, have people take tickets? Here's $10 so you can walk around 18 holes and watch the kids play.
Oh man, the non-revenue sports are great here in Florida, and I think the Gator.
They charge, well, JC, they charge at gymnastics, they charge at softball, they charge at baseball.
Yeah,
I don't know about track or lacrosse.
they started charging the softball when the Gators kept winning, and it made
They've been
sense.
charging softball probably for about 8 years now. You got to get season tickets.
There were times when you could walk in there and not pay anything except for
Correct.
concession. But when the Gators keep going to Oklahoma City, makes sense. You're going to have demand, right? Demand begets high prices. That's basic econ 101. And I'm okay with it. I mean, fans, listen, people can budget on what they want to pay for and what they don't want to pay for. And, the baseball team with a new beautiful stadium, and I see why beer prices are higher there. It's a great experience if you love the baseball team. It's a lot better than sitting in that oven that we had to under Foley. So it's just called supply and demand, and they're giving you the supply because there's the demand. So let's just roll with it and make money.
So Kanye Ron says on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, I don't think my ticket prices went up, but they did add an NIL donation and scholarship edition to the booster fee. Yeah, which not surprised. All right. Brandon on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mellow Law, says, I got to pull it up on my phone. It went away. Dadgummit.
Justin, I love you, Justin. You did get a rise out of me this one because I want you to win. I want everybody to win. 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 We're gonna win. So, Justin, what did you lose your focus on? Are we gonna? You gonna?
I didn't. The Facebook thing. I have to pull it up on my phone because it scrolls through and you can't scroll back on the computer.
Okay.
So,
I saw my man Mike Morgan last night at the LSU Arkansas blowout. And my man's got these coat and tie combinations that are.
He's like Craig Sager. Remember Craig Sager on the sideline for WTBS?
Rest in peace, Craig. But Mike is he's quite.
He's a flashy dresser.
He's very flashy. He's a hell of a good announcer, and he really is good at what he does. But my goodness, maybe I guess his consultants are telling him, this is going to look good tonight, so wear it.
Brandon says on Facebook.
Everybody
Facebook
knows.
Brought to you by Mel Law. He says, "What's up? The latest with the golf team? At some point, JC Deacon is going to need a facility for training and practices. Well, hopefully, it'll be built within 3 years. We'll talk to JC about that in the second portion of the program. Let me tell you something though. They got the best greens you'll ever play at Bostic. They're phenomenal right now. I mean, so damn fast. Literally like 12, 13, 14 on the stimp meter.
That's PGA stuff.
Yes.
That is PGA stuff.
It's fun putting those for sure.
You really screwed up playing football. I don't know why you weren't a better golfer in high school. You could have joined the tour.
I didn't play golf in high school.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I played baseball.
Well, baseball, yeah. Nobody goes pro in baseball, but yeah, golf was your passion. I think football.
I didn't play golf until I got to college.
Yeah. Well,
I may have played 3 rounds in my lifetime before I came to college.
Well, it's a product of the environment. I guess you did.
Gallo Car Wash is locally owned by UF alum and the only car wash that provides NIL opportunities to Gator athletes. Locations are Northwest 13th Street, Wilson Road, and coming soon to Jonesville and the city of Alachua. Go check them out, Gallo Car Wash. I went there yesterday, by the way.
That's a great place. When it's not raining, you can really get your car cleaned up.
They do it for you, JC. You just drive through it.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't actually do the washing.
Oh, no. I do. I go right through. There I go. Maybe I need to change over to Gallo.
Yes.
I guess I will. I'm at Whistle Express something because it's just on the way to work. But Gallo is on Archer Road. Is that
there's if you would listen to the show, there's one on 13th Street, one on Wilson Road, one will be in Jonesville, right by near the Publix, and one's in Alachua. So if you're in all those areas, you can get your car washed, JC.
Oh man,
JC, let's get to the Peachland Dental.
Oh, you want to do
Gator Nation's choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. and surrounding areas, go check them out at peacelanddental.com. For real quick, Daniel says Charlie Woods to FSU probably because the facility is true, but I'm pretty sure we were already full of our scholarship offers for 2027. We'll ask JC about that, but I'm pretty sure. All right.
She's a Maple Leafs fan.
He's
Well,
from Toronto.
yeah, he loves his Leafs.
That's like you somehow being a Boston Bruin fan when you
Well,
live
I
in
grew up in Gainesville, Florida. How many hockey teams do we have in Gainesville, Florida in the 70s? QB?
I know we don't need to hear that story.
Okay, well, we didn't even have one in the state for that matter. All right, so you get the pick first since you were the glorious winner last week. And as I mentioned yesterday on Win with JC, we've picked 3 tournament winners so far this year, which I think is somewhat unprecedented, and a top 5. So, it's I was listening to a show yesterday. Man, they were digging into so many metrics, and I thought to myself, I don't do that, and I still can find out who wins. I can still figure out who's going to win. You just have to watch golf and know who's hot and who's not, right?
All right. So how many golfers are we going to pick, JC?
Well, QB, you always say 4 for some reason. That's your
All right, we'll do 4. That's
your number.
Give me Justin Rose.
Okay, he's also a winner on tour this year. At I think it was, did he win La Costa? Or did he win? No, he won Torrey Pines. All right, well, I'll tell you, I'm not going to take Denny McCarthy. I'm not going to take Ricky Fowler. But I do like the way Victor Hovland played last week, so I think he's going to carry that on. He's very good at scoring. I think he can light up Pebble. Victor Hovland.
Give me Si Woo.
Yeah, he's hot. I mean, he's running hot. And
I saw a thing the other day. He leads the tour in birdies. He leads the tour in strokes gained. I mean, all this stuff. He's playing really good golf.
Well, and if you really want to ladder him top 5, top 10, top 20, you probably do just fine. Well, Chris Goddard has won twice on tour this year, but I'm going to give him a break this week, although he's probably going to be right there because the guy is just an absolute crusher. But I'm going to take, and we can't do Scheffler. This is like the win with or without market. So I'm going to go with Matsuyama. I know he
hopefully Hideki doesn't snap hook and driver issues.
I think he's going to figure that out there at Pebble. There was a little bit of a wider layout.
By the way, I forgot what hole that is. That little short 100-yard downhill par 3, number 7, I think.
Yeah.
Yesterday, the wind was blowing so hard. They said it was a 10-club wind. Guys were hitting driver into it.
What? I never driver into a 100.
Because it was a 10. They said it was a 10-club wind.
What is a 10-club wind? Is that 40 miles an hour? 30?
No, probably 50.
So they were playing in 50-mile-an-hour winds yesterday?
Well, it was the pro-am portion, but I saw it all over Twitter.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, it could have been AI, but it was multiple guys doing it. All right, so give me Michael Thor Bjornsson.
Okay, you're riding him. He had a great tournament.
Dude, he is so freaking good, and he's a Stanford Cardinal. He knows how to play out there.
Yeah, no, it's been a good month. Although, man, he really just gagged at the end. I wouldn't say it's gagged. He made an eagle, and then he made 2 bogeys, and it was just like, oh, he's done. I'm going to wait till Xander shows me something before I go with him, but I'm going to take the guy I've been taking pretty consistently and stick with my guy Jake Knapp. At some point, he's going to break through and make some putts and give himself a chance to finish. He did last Sunday, but he faded in the final round. So let's see if he can keep it going.
All right, I'm going to go. How many have I picked?
You got one more.
I'm going to go with one of the best putters on tour because this course, not a normal major. This is pitch and putt for these guys because it's short. But smallest greens, you got to be able to putt. I'm going to give me Russell Henley.
Okay, you like Russell. All right. Russell's a good short game guy. They're all good. What am I talking about?
They're on the PGA Tour, Jason.
McNeely was good last week, but Griffin has played well. Lowry and McIlroy will do well here. Straka will do well. But I'm going to take another foreign player that I never take, but I think for some reason he's such a good ball striker. I'm going to take Corey Connors because I think Corey Connors is going to hang around, make the cut, and be a factor on the weekend. So,
Let's pick one more player. What the hell?
all right, go ahead.
Give me Jason Day.
Yeah. Played great, and I think it was Lacosta. Right, Jason Day is a good one. Well, then one of those three I just mentioned, Lowry, McIlroy, or Straka. I'll probably go with. Let me go with Seb Straka this week. See if he can kill low at Pebble.
All right, so recap our picks there, JC.
All right, Justin Rose. You've got Rose, Kim, Thorpe, Georgeson, Henley, and Day. So you've got one American. I've got Hovland, Matsuyama, Connor, Straka, and Knapp. I have one American. We're looking at the international tour this weekend, QB. I don't.
What? Oh, you do? You only have one American. You have Jake Knapp. Let's see how many Americans I have. I have one, two.
I just
three.
said you had one American, QB.
I have three Americans.
Well, Justin Rose, Siwoo Kim.
Oh, no, my bad. He
Jason
lives in
Day.
America. He lives in America. I got Russell Henley and Thor Bjornsson.
Well, Michael Thorbjorn. Okay,
Yeah, he grew up. He was born here and grew up here.
Then
I don't know why. Yeah,
okay, you have two. All right,
I have two. You have one.
I do. But you know what? They're basically all Americans. This is where they live, and
Yeah.
I know that the Rose plays for the Ryder Cup team. That's fine, and these other guys play for the President's Cup team against America, and that's fine. But what I can't take is an American who represents China in the Olympics when she says that she's ashamed of the way people are treated in America, where they literally have concentration camps in China. And we're not going to say anymore. We already know. But this hypocrite is over here. She made her money in America. She's going to China to get all the endorsement deals, but she grew up and lived in America, and she's wearing China's flag. I guess that's one of the reasons why you're not watching the Olympics.
Yeah, This Day in Sports brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union. Put some star power to work in your financial life. We're proud members, Stephen Orr Spurrier Banks. 2024 Super Bowl, Chiefs win back-to-back titles, third in 5 years with an overtime victory over the 49ers, 25-22. That's This Day in Sports brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union. All right, Clint says on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing. Clement says he went to high school with Sepp Straka at Lowndes in Valdosta.
So Valdosta. So I guess you could really say he's an American too, but
he's not.
But he's not. He played for us.
Well, he grew up there. I don't know how long he lived in Valdosta.
Yeah, I like.
That's probably one of those NIL deals before NIL was around for the Lowndes Vikings golf team.
Lowndes Vikings, and that's the stadium there on I-75, just to the east of the highway there. It's a traditional powerhouse in high school football in Georgia, right?
Love all of those South Georgia schools. They rotate.
Yeah. So here is Cal Johnston. Iowa State losing to TCU clears a path for a number 2 seed for the Florida Gators if they can finish with just one more loss. So that's a lot to ask, but maybe he's right. A little bracketology with Cal. And then Art Shendell, love him. Good comments here. Jason Day tortures us with those outfits. Yeah. Young kids today raised by clowns. Yep, no doubt. Art, I agree with you in many cases. Rose, this is the year of Justin Rose. We hear that. Do you think JC Deacon, when he is watching his guys play, what does he look for in a tournament this soon in the season, or this early in the season? What kind of things? Because I'm not going to be able to ask him any questions. So,
JC, you can stay on if you want to ask questions. I mean, this is they don't play a whole lot of tournaments. This is their second tournament. They won the first one in Jacksonville, the Seabest Invitational. I think Oklahoma State, the defending champs, will be here. There'll be a lot of good. I know Notre Dame will be here because they were out practicing last week. But you know what people don't realize, and we'll talk to him more about it. There's 10 kids on the team. Only 5 can play.
Right.
When it comes time for tournaments, they have 2, 3, 4 day qualifying. And
so when they qualify, do they qualify all players play and then he takes the best 5? Or does he just choose the best 5? Is it a choice?
No, it's whatever you shoot, JC. Now sometimes like whoever was the top, if you finished in like the top 5 or top 10 in the last tournament, you're automatically in. I'll have JC answer all those questions.
Well, I think it's just something that folks should know about
Yeah,
because
because they were qualifying this past weekend when I was out there playing with my guys, and that's why the damn pins were in crazy spots and the greens were lightning. But I love it.
and they let y'all hack it up for them, huh? Well, I think it's great that this course is set up for really good, solid ball striking and target golf into the greens. You got to be accurate. You got to know where you're going with it. I think Notre Dame got that education as you said, they were practicing for a long time and were surprised by some of the way the greens rolled. But they don't play golf as much as the kids down here do. Now, so I'm going to predict that of the 5 we have, we're going to have 2 Parkers.
Well, we have like 3 or 4 on the team, JC.
That's right. Well, I mean, but I think these kids are going to be really fun to watch this weekend. It's just outstanding golf, man. It's the best golf you're going to see in Gainesville throughout the entire year, right? So you don't see much.
Yeah, you need to go out and watch it if you enjoy watching golf and a different level of golf. The ball sounds different when these kids hit it, and
it goes differently. And then a couple weeks from now, we'll have the Lady Gators, right? They'll have theirs. Their Lady Gator Invitational, right?
Yeah, that's usually, I think, in March.
Oh, okay. So it's a little bit further out.
Yeah, several weeks after. Justin says on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, no wonder JC didn't bring in Charlie Woods. Imagine being the coach that doesn't include Tiger Woods in your top 5 golfers competing. Now, listen, I don't know how good Charlie Woods is. We have, I think, the number 2 and number 3 amateur in the country coming in next year. We'll talk to him about all that. But you got to remember, Ian Poulter's kid was on the team last year or 2 years ago and didn't play a whole lot. Now, he was a big factor last year and this year, obviously. But look, you can't play favoritism. You got to play the better players. And I don't know how good Tiger's kid is. I mean, I know he's a good player, but there's so many damn good players around the country. It's crazy. So we'll ask him about that.
Well, yeah, and he's won a championship. He's getting them there every year. They're always a factor in the postseason, if you call it that. And after the regular tournaments are done, and they're out there qualifying for regionals and so forth, SECs and all that. I mean, he's really turned up the gas on this team and on this sport here at UF. So it's one of the best things going at Florida. I wish more people could watch. I don't know really where. The parking is such an issue there. All the teams
you got to park at the church and other places.
Yeah, but if you want to have really good turnout, you got to be able to, handle that. And I just don't think they can. But I think those who care about golf will be there. I care about golf, but I may not make it. But I think it's a lot of fun. These kids are tremendous, and even the teams that come in that you're not familiar with. Some of these smaller schools, man. These kids are just so darn good at it. It's the best golf you'll see in this area.
Yeah. All right, JC, we're going to get to Coach Deacon. You're welcome to stay on if you want. If not, you can listen, whatever you want to do. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll be joined by the head golf coach at the University of Florida, Coach JC Deacon. You're watching and listening to PodUp with Matthews in the Morning from the International Diamond Center Studios. We'll be right back.
Our premium sponsors are Atlantic Roofing, Campus USA Credit Union, International Diamond Center, J.F. Hayden's Craft Liqueurs, Los Linderos Tequila, Meldon Law, Titan MRI and Imaging, Castaway Sauce, UF Health Orthopedics. Gridiron sponsors are Baker Sports, Comfort Temp, Florida Cracker Oyster, Electronics World, Gallo Car Wash, Miapa Latin Cafe, Peachland Dental, Quality Plumbing, Ruse Ogre State Farm, Silverback Concrete, 84 Lumber, Big Mills Cheesesteaks, Celebrate Primary Care, Gator Bait Media, Florida Cracker Kitchen, Gator Dominoes, Ironwood Golf Course, McDonald's of Gainesville, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, UF Bookstores, Advocare, MG&A Wealth. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And to advertise, call my man Freddie, 352-284-3733.
Naysayers. Setbacks. Injuries. Life throws a lot of hurdles your way. The key is just keep jumping them.
On April 7th, 2025, Gator Nation reached the mountaintop as Florida won the national championship in basketball. Now, relive every thrilling moment with Franz Beard's new book, The Golden Season, the unforgettable story behind Florida's historic 2025 title run. Feel the passion, the drama, and the glory all over again. Available now at Spurriers.com. Click the shop tab. That's Spurriers.com.
Welcome back to the International Diamond Center Studios, Miapa Latin Cafe. We love Gator basketball so much. Everyone at the O-Dome gets a free empanada when the opposing team misses 2 consecutive free throws in the second half. Go check them out. Miapa Latin Cafe. Back to the Titan Hour Hotline, courtesy of Comfort Tent. We are joined by the head golf coach, Coach J.C. Deacon. Coach, are you there? All right, he's frozen. All right, we'll have to unfreeze him. Do I need to text him and tell him he's frozen? I will. All right, hang on, folks. All right. All right, he's coming.
There we go.
Coach, welcome to the program. Big weekend for Gator Golf. The Gator Invitational is this weekend, Friday and Saturday, 36 holes on Friday, 18 on Sunday. How many teams you got coming in?
No, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, Sunday.
Yes, it's 36 holes Saturday, right?
Yes. Yeah. Sorry,
And
you said
18
Friday.
Sunday.
Friday,
Okay.
yeah. 36 Saturday, 18 Sunday. Weather's going to be perfect on Saturday. Hoping to dodge a little bit of rain on Sunday, but I think we got 17 teams coming, a little bigger field than normal, but it's loaded. There's 6 teams in the top 32, I believe, and got the last 3 national champions, us, Auburn, and Oklahoma State are all playing, so it should be great.
Yeah, it should be great. So
Yeah.
I was talking with JC, John Cornell earlier, free for people to come out and watch golf, right? There's no
Yeah.
cost.
Just show up, Bostic on the northwest corner of campus there, and it'll be open. There'll be some cool giveaways with some T-shirts and a raffle, and like I said, the weather's going to be perfect, and the golf's going to be incredible. If you like golf or trying to get your kids into it, be a perfect time to come out and show them some young studs.
MSRK has a good question here on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing. Who gets to set the course up when you host a golf tournament? Is it the NCAA or do you set it up?
That is a great question. It's my favorite part of the week. It's nerve-wracking because you want to make sure everyone has a great experience and they enjoy it. But being able to set up the course, Coach Dudley Hart and I do it all. Get to pick the pin placements, how long we want each hole to play. Paul Hamilton, our unbelievable superintendent, gets the greens as firm and fast as he can. So the thing with these guys these days, Shane, they're so good. They hit drivers so far and so straight. So you got to get sneaky and creative with the course setup and try and trick them into being too aggressive. So there'll be some really difficult pins and the greens are going to be lightning. So, but I love setting the golf course up. That's my favorite part of the tournament.
That's awesome. All right, Coach. So you won your first golf tournament over in Jacksonville, the CBS Invitational. Were you pleased with how the team played there? And I wanted you to kind of explain, you got 10 guys on the roster, how you decide which 5 play. I was talking to Cornell about it. You have qualifying, but can you kind of explain to our listeners how that all works?
Yeah. So just your first question there. I hate saying that when you win because winning is the goal, but I don't think we played our best. It was kind of great. I think it worked in our favor because we got off to a bad start and we had to dig in and kind of fight back to get it done. And Luke Poulter and Matthew Kress, between the two of them, played the last 8 holes 7 under par. So they came up super clutch, and I think we'll gain a lot of confidence from that. But yeah, building the team is probably the most difficult part of the job. Because especially this year, we have 10 players on our roster, and it's the first time ever I got 10 players who could start, no problem. You could float in any one of those 10 guys and they'd be extremely competitive in our starting lineup. So how we do it is we have a qualifying tournament before every event. We played Saturday, Sunday here at Bostic, and then we'll have the final round today. And the top 2 guys out of those 3 rounds will automatically qualify. And then the other 3 will be coaches' picks that's determined by mostly how they've played on the road in the past, how you really earn your spot. I think just like any other sport is performing in the games when the lights are on.
All right, so we got a couple of questions here. If I can get my phone to shut up here. Andy's question for you on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mellow Law, says, JC, how mentally difficult is it for Noah Kent to play in the Masters and U.S. Open, yet can't seem to crack our top 5?
Yeah, I think it's been incredibly frustrating for Noah. There's no doubt he's one of the most talented players that I've seen in my 15 years of coaching. He's got a elite speed. He's got a great short game and can chip and putt. I just, it's really hard coming here. And, just timing wise, Noah transferred into the deepest roster that I've ever had. So, it is difficult, and, the pressure starts mounting when you don't get in there. And then we all know when you're really trying to force good golf, that's when it becomes the hardest. So I'm a big believer in Noah. I think his time's coming, and he's got a big day today. He's sitting in 3rd place in our qualifier at 6 under par, and there's 2 guys leading at 9. So he's right there and got a chance to get in. So I'm excited for him.
Tanya Ron's question on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mel Law. Does Coach go through the various courses with the players on how to attack each individual hole before the tournaments?
Yeah, that's a big part of the coaching aspect of it. And we're lucky enough to have Dudley Hart, who played on the PGA Tour for 25 years. So literally that was all he did week to week, traveling on tour, was try and figure out the best strategy to play a golf course. So he's taught me a lot when it comes to that. And obviously he's teaching our players a ton. So I think that's one thing that the Florida Gators do in developing their players maybe better than anyone else, is having them ready to play each individual golf course and putting a plan together for our guys that they can really believe in and trust.
We got a text here on the Titan MR text line. This is from Gregory. He wants to know, how much has the PGA Tour University deal changed college golf?
Dramatically, in a lot of very positive ways. Number one being, I think all these guys start college now not with the goal of turning professional, but with the goal of winning PGA Tour U. And the only way you can win PGA Tour U is to stay for 4 years. So now all of a sudden our real top end talent that was leaving after 2 years or 3 years, even 1 year in some cases, they're staying for all 4. You look at Ludwig Oberg, Colin Morikawa, Michael Thorbjornsen, who almost won this weekend in Phoenix. Those are all products of PGA Tour U that they could have historically turned pro a little bit earlier, and now they're staying all 4 years to have a chance to earn that PGA Tour card right out of college. So it's been amazing. We love collaborating with the PGA Tour. I think it was a natural connection, just like the NFL and the NFL draft. There's a lot of cohesion there. I think it was an easy partnership, and I think it's been great for the PGA Tour too. We little controversial, lost one of our best players in college golf, Michael Assasso, to live back in December. And, I know that really hurt my buddy Chris Malloy at Ole Miss there. But, there's always going to be competitors. But, yeah, PGA Tour U has been a home run, and I think it's just going to keep getting better.
Franklin wants to know, on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, how much analytics do y'all use?
A lot, yeah. It's the hardest part is the data collection for us, because we got to trust our guys to do it. And, Dudley and I are constantly on our guys to get their stats done. But man, I just, if you're not looking at every single inch of your game and a golf course and everything you're doing and all the numbers that predict score and can, the one thing that using stats and analytics can do is help our guys maximize their time and practice. And I think that's where we've helped them a ton is making our practice time worthwhile, because you got to be getting better. You can't just sit out on the golf course or the range and practice for the sake of it. You got to be using your time to get better. So yeah, we try and punch in as many numbers as we can and use those to our advantage, to continue the development of our players, for sure.
Coach, when you're out recruiting kids, obviously it's very difficult in today's world. You look at players all around the world. I think we have the number 2 and 3 amateurs in the world committed for 2027. But you know how in football, some coaches, they want to know your hand size, your arm length, all these kind of things. And when you look at guys in today's world in golf, they just pound the golf ball.
Yeah.
Do you have any, are there any players out there that you've said, man, maybe I need to sign this guy, like the Denny McCarthy's, the old Corey Pavement, guys that don't hit it real far, but just know how to get the ball in the hole? Do you even look at those guys anymore?
Oh yeah, for sure. And we have one coming in a couple years. I can't talk about him specifically yet, but I think there's a few things. I think the recruiting process starts with score. You've got to consistently be able to have the ability to shoot under par. And then, we take that group of players, maybe 20, 25, 30 players in any given year, and then you start breaking it down from there. And we've just kind of found some KPIs that we see that project down the road into kids being good college players, because it's so funny because you're an NFL quarterback one day. You understand. I don't understand with the NFL and the amount of money they pour into it, why they can't get the quarterback predicting deal better. Just better. Not perfect, but better. And I feel like golf's a lot like that, because a lot of junior golfers, they're way better because they were bigger earlier. And like you said, they hit it farther, which obviously gives them a built-in advantage. We're trying to see, okay, how are they going to look sophomore, junior and senior year? And that's a huge part of this, because just recruiting the best players in junior golf doesn't work. You gotta be able to see, how they're gonna forecast out. And there's a couple things that I look at technically that are really, really important to me. And I ain't giving those secrets up until I'm done doing this.
Silverback Concrete builds firm foundations for generations. You stand on it. We stand by it. A few more minutes with Coach JC Deacon. I got a question here from Gene on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mellon Law. He says, are student athletes able to negotiate their own club apparel and shoe deals with major golf companies?
Yes. Yeah, that's a big part of it. And you got the Titleists, the TaylorMades, the Callaways. They get in with these kids 11, 12 years old. That's when those relationships start. And NIL has obviously opened a whole new window to this. So there is absolutely kids. Most of the players on our team have an agent now, and all of those agents are negotiating with the club companies, with apparel companies, with financial companies. It's all over the map. Everyone's trying to maximize this. But we're very lucky to have great relationships with all those companies there. But each individual player usually starts their college career with a specific relationship with a certain club company.
Joseph, but when you play tournaments, they have to wear the Nike team shirts and things of that nature, right?
Yeah. So when they represent the University of Florida, that's a neat part. And I'm a huge believer. I know golf's an individual sport, but I love the team aspect of it. And one of the big aspects of being on a team is wearing a uniform and looking like your brother beside you. So we're very particular with our uniforms. And it's all Nike here at the University of Florida. We're really lucky.
Joseph on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mellon Law, says, when is Coach going to put his foot down and demand some better facilities? He's pretty much turned poop into gold, considering what he's done with so little so far. Do you want to talk about our new facility, if that or when that's supposed to?
Yeah. Yeah, I look at it a little differently than that. Gainesville, you wouldn't think it, but it's just not a great golf town. Ocala's starting to really prosper. You got Golden Ocala and Adena, which I think is called Iron Lake or something like that now, that are great, big, more modern day golf courses. But we have this very convenient little course on campus that doesn't look like much, but man, it really helps us develop our players, and it saves us a lot of time. Our guys don't even need a car to be a golfer at the University of Florida. And, we have all the facilities we need for them to develop their games. But, we have a really, really exciting project on the horizon. I think it's taken a little longer than everyone would hoped. But there is going to be a world-class golf facility that everyone is extremely excited about in the future here in Gainesville.
George, a few more minutes with you, Coach, here. I appreciate your time. On the Titan Mar text line wants to know, you grew up in Canada. When did you start playing golf? Did you start with hockey first?
Yeah, hockey's my first love. Get kicked in the teeth yearly being a Toronto Maple Leaf fan. It's been real rough for us this year. But yeah, I have an older brother, and credit him for every sport that I got into, but he really loved hockey. So we were playing mini sticks and cross-checking each other, slashing each other when I was 2 and 3 years old. And so I was played a high level of hockey till probably 15 years old. But I got into golf maybe 9, 10, 11 pretty seriously, and I fell in love with the sport. I played hockey right-handed and luckily golf the same, so it came pretty easy to me. And yeah, Canada's actually huge, like a golf mecca. We have crap weather for it, but people are crazy about it. As soon as you can get outside, the golf courses are packed. And yeah, just lucky to fall in love with the game because of my brother pretty early, and he made me competitive because I never want to lose to him. So yeah, golf's given me everything. I've just been so lucky to be introduced to this sport.
Kanye Ron on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, says, who is the golf course architect for the new Gator facility? I don't know if you can say that, but
yeah, I'm not sure. There's 2 of them that are involved, and I think everyone will find out here pretty soon, and they are world class.
All right, Coach, before we let you go, we had a couple of people asking about the SEC. Obviously, SEC golf is like it is in football and basketball. It's a grind.
Yeah.
Who are some of the other programs that are elite like the Gators this year?
Yeah, it really is. I love watching football and what Todd Golden's doing in the SEC with basketball. I know basketball's had a great run too, and baseball historically. But yeah, the SEC in golf is clear cut the best conference there is. I don't think it's even close. And recently it's been Auburn, Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, just adding Texas and Oklahoma, who have been historical powers in our sport, was huge. They've added a whole nother element to it. But, each year, I think you got to be in approximately the top 60 to qualify for regionals. And pretty much every team in our conference makes that. So that's essentially in basketball, all 16 SEC basketball teams making the tournament. That's what it looks like on the men's golf side. So insanely competitive, and that's why we got to keep pushing with facilities and recruiting. And thankfully, we got the best associate head coach in the country in Dudley, and his reputation's really starting to grow. I think all these kids understand they got to get better, and there's no one better than him at developing these guys. So we're in a nice spot. We just we got to keep the pedal down because everyone's trying to catch us.
All right, last text here for you from Joshua on the Titan Mar text line. Where would you rank Scotty Scheffler in your top golfers of all time?
Well, I think he's got a lot more to accomplish, but what Scotty's done the last 2 years is Tiger-esque. I don't want to ever compare anyone to Tiger because he was so polarizing. Tiger's probably the main reason I truly fell in love with the game. I tried to design my coaching and philosophy and how I built a program around everything Tiger Woods did. But Scotty Scheffler is so unique because he's truly a family guy. He stays out of the limelight. You never hear about him unless he's playing in a golf tournament. But like statistically, we were talking about analytics earlier, his ball striking, so starting from driver to getting pretty close to the green, he's as good as Tiger was. And he's starting to stack up some stats that give him a chance to to be one of the all-time greats. So I think he's still got a long way to go on that major count, but if he can get 2 or 3 of them this year, all of a sudden he's right in his prime, you know, kind of halfway to where Tiger and Jack got to. So I think he's got a chance, but that's the beauty of Nicklaus and Woods was their longevity. They just did it at such a high level for so long, and Scotty's just getting there. He's got to just keep going.
Yeah. All right, Coach, before we let you go, one more time, let everybody know what days it's free. Parking may be an issue, but find a place down at the church to park if you want to come out and watch.
Yeah, we got the Gator Invitational this weekend, Mark Bostic Golf Club right here in the heart of Gainesville on campus. We got 6 of the top 32 teams on a golf course that is, some people, when they come out here, they can't even believe how beautiful this place is, but the weather's going to be perfect. We got 36 holes Saturday, 18 Sunday, and just great competition. The #1 ranked amateur in the world, Jackson Coyven from Auburn, will be here. So you can literally see, he's already got a PGA Tour card locked up. So you can see what the future looks like. And if you want to get your young son or daughter into golf, this is an awesome way to introduce him to the game and get him encouraged to start going.
How fast are we going to have the greens going this week?
They're going to be rolling close to 14. My guy, Paul Hamilton's got them electric. I can't wait. You'd be 3-putting everywhere, Matthews.
I putted great for your qualifying last weekend. I'm anxious to hear a report on how these boys do on hole 17 if y'all put the pins where they were last week. My goodness.
Yeah, it's 17s. We have so many players in the field this year. We got to be careful with the pin locations because it slows down pace of play so much.
True.
So that back right pin on 17, we might have to leave it out this year.
Oh, man. All right, Coach. Well, good luck. Appreciate
Thanks.
your time, and have a great year.
Thanks for having me on, brother. See ya.
That's Coach JC Deacon. Join us on the Titan Number Hotline, courtesy of Comfort Temp. Castaway Hot Sauce Company. From mile to wild, they have a flavor for every Gator fan. Available at your local Publix. That's CastawaySauceCompany.com. Again, thanks to Cornell and Coach JC Deacon for joining us. They got a really good stacked men's golf team. If you like golf and you're in the area, or if you're not far away, come down because this team has a chance to make a deep, deep run this year. That's going to do it for today's program. Tomorrow we'll have Brent Beard, college football analyst, and then Friday we'll have JC, and we'll also have Coach Kevin O'Sullivan. Have a great day, folks. Take care.